You're watching ABC7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. The past week has seen the arrest of 3 suspects who've been accused of carrying out heinous crimes across the country.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos takes a look at the rise in politically driven hate speech in the country and the role it may have played in these incidents.
11 people were killed in a Pittsburgh synagogue when a gunman opened fire.
Suspects talking about all these Jews need to die.
Last week, 14 pipe bombs were mailed to high-profile Democrats and CNN, most critics of the president, but also the subject of his attacks. Today, a 15th pipe bomb was discovered, also addressed to CNN. Then in Kentucky, 2 African Americans were shot to death at a grocery store by a white man after he failed to barge into a black church. Some critics say President Trump's rhetoric is to blame for an increase in bias incidents. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says Trump is not responsible.
No, the president's not placing blame. The president's is not responsible for these acts.
But the Anti-Defamation League says they have seen a rise in activity from far-right extremist groups during and since the 2016 presidential election, often driven by social media.
Look, this isn't happening in a vacuum. In 2017, we saw a 57% increase in anti-Semitic incidents in the United States.
The alleged gunman in Pittsburgh had reportedly posted on the social media site Gab shortly before entering the synagogue. That site touts itself as censorship-free and has now been temporarily shut down. The ADL warns that hate speech is ramping up as we head into the midterm elections.
But last year, the single largest surge that we've ever seen in anti-Semitic acts in the United States.
With the midterm election just about a week away, the White House will not say if President Trump will tone down his rhetoric, but they do say the president is expected to continue to lay out the differences between Republicans and Democrats. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
Some members of the Jewish community here say they've seen violence and hatred on the Suncoast.
ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us live from Temple Emmanuel in Sarasota to share how local groups are taking action. Erica.
Jacqueline Scott, good evening. Some members of the Jewish community say they've seen anti-Semitism for centuries, and they say enough is enough, and they don't want to become victims of the next deadly attack, hopefully not one taking place here on the Suncoast.
Jews have to be outspoken.
Beverly Newman is the daughter of a Holocaust survivor. She wants to be a voice for the 11 people killed at a Pittsburgh synagogue over the weekend, so she has been leading prayer sessions in Bradenton.
God has given all of us the ability to make a difference in our world, and we want everyone to make a positive difference.
Her first stop, the Manatee County Commission chambers. She's returning with the same request, 4 years after asking county commissioners to adopt a resolution condemning anti-Semitism, similar to one approved by Sarasota City Commissioners in 2011.
That is very much needed, and especially at this time when people are tuned in to hate.
Newman says Jews frequently experience discrimination in Manatee County, finding her home vandalized on a Jewish holiday and receiving hate mail mocking her beliefs.
We have had just a very, very strong sense of ostracism, of being unwelcome in our own community.
We have long known anti-Semitism. There's been just a senseless hatred against Jews for centuries.
Temple Emmanuel Rabbi Brenner Glickman says the discrimination has grown worse in Sarasota over the past few years and says the most vulnerable targets are young worshipers.
It's actually our kids who get it from other students or even from teachers.
But Rabbi Glickman says that prejudice gives parents an open door to teach their kids about kindness and inclusion. And Newman stresses the Jewish community needs to come together to spread those qualities.
Our actions as well as our inactions can be green lights or red lights for anti-Semites.
The Jewish Federation of Sarasota Manatee will be hosting a vigil tonight to honor the victims of the Pittsburgh attack. That'll be held at the Sarasota Fairgrounds at 7 p.m. Now, organizers are expecting a large crowd, so they ask you to get there early, and they say there will also be increased security. Our own ABC7's Rick Adams will have a live report from there coming up tonight at 6. Reporting live in Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Erica, thank you. The FBI says another suspicious package, possibly sent by an alleged serial mail bomb suspect, has surfaced. The same day, the South Florida man charged with sending explosive devices across the country makes his first appearance in federal court. The FBI confirms a similar package addressed to CNN's Atlanta office was found at an Atlanta post office. The suspect, Cesar Sayoc, was captured after a nationwide manhunt. His fingerprint found on one of the 13 devices that was mailed out last week to prominent Democrats.
Right now, about the rising levels of hate being measured across the board in this country.
Sayoc is expected to be transferred to the Southern District of New York. That is where many of those explosive devices ended up, and it is where Sayoc will be prosecuted.
An update now on Hurricane Michael recovery in the Florida Panhandle. Schools have yet to reopen in the areas heavily damaged by Michael, and the biggest roadblocks have been securing housing and childcare for teachers and staff of those schools. Bay District schools are opening childcare sites as classes are set to resume early next month. The district also is holding a job fair tomorrow to hire qualified childcare workers. Many childcare centers were damaged when the hurricane hit earlier this month. It's going to take a very long time to get things back to normal.
It really is. Well, here on the Suncoast, a beautiful day, however. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yes, we are looking at gorgeous weather as of late. Things have been really quite nice here. Finally fall, and looks like things will start to warm up, though, by midweek on Wednesday. We'll go back above average. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing generally sunny skies out there today. Just a few fair weather cumulus clouds. Not enough moisture to create any kind of serious cloudiness around as high pressure continues to dominate our weather and will do so over the next couple of days. Now, there will be a front that will eventually move through come Friday, which will again cool us off for the weekend. But this high pressure ridge and its position now is going to slip off a little bit more to the east and south as the approaching front arrives. That means we'll get more of an east-southeasterly wind component. That begins on Wednesday, which will bring that humidity at the surface anyway back up. Tonight looks nice, just a little bit warmer, but still with that low humidity around, it will still feel rather comfortable out there. 11 o'clock at 70 degrees. And look at all the clear skies from Texas stretching off through the southeast United States. Nothing really going on there. This storm system is getting its act together, though, and will eventually swing another cold front our way coming up, as I said, on Friday. More on that in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Researchers have found for years that most younger voters are overwhelmingly Democrat. But one well-known Bay Area former college professor says it's not that one-sided. Dr. Susan McManus says many young Republicans tend to stay quiet about their political preferences. She says the same trend is true of adults, as we saw by the incorrect polling done from the last presidential election. McManus says the reality among college students is closer to 50-50.
It's just that young Republicans are not as vociferous. They're a bit intimidated. If they say something, they're going to be badgered and so forth, so they just keep quiet.
In Sarasota County, only 10% of voters are under the age of 30, and turnout so far in Sarasota is nearly 27%. Elections Supervisor Ron Turner predicts at least 60% when the polls close next Tuesday night.
As a reminder, this is the final week for early voting. In Manatee County, voters can cast their ballots from 8:30 to 6:30 at 5 different locations. There on your screen includes a couple of libraries and the Supervisor of Elections office. In Sarasota County, you can vote at the 3 Supervisor of Elections offices in Sarasota, Venice, and Northport, as well as those 2 libraries in the Westfield Sarasota Square Mall. Locations are open 8:30 to 6:30. Early voting in both counties runs through this Saturday.
An ABC7 viewer was stopped at an intersection on Sunday when she had to pull out her phone to record something she found remarkable. She says the corner of 43rd Street West and Cortez Road West in Bradenton normally has people standing there asking passers-by for money, but instead on Sunday she found an older man in an electric cart taking time out of his day to pick up people's trash. We don't know who this man is, but we do want to say thank you and great job for helping take care of our community.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a cup of joe can jumpstart any morning, but too much coffee can be bad for your health.
We'll tell you what you need to look out for coming up next.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hut hut! It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device. Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Donate today to the Hurricane Michael Relief and Disaster Fund.
Find out first at 4 with ABC7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC7. Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC7. Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Are you a Java junkie? Well, I hate to break it to you, but your daily fix may actually be a problem. Reed Binion explains what to look for in today's Health Minute.
A good old cup of joe can jumpstart any morning, but too much coffee can be bad for your health. Researchers say healthy adults can consume up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day. That's about 4 8-ounce cups of coffee. If you need to cut back on caffeine, keep a diary. Jot down what you drink and when. And look at your diet. Caffeine can be found in coffee, tea, soda, and chocolate. It's also in energy bars and pain medicines. If you're looking to cut back, try tea or other coffee alternatives. Black or green teas can slash the caffeine count while still providing a punch. Also, know your body, anticipate cravings, and prepare for them. If you need a pick-me-up in the afternoon, try breathing exercises, or get up from your desk and go for a short walk. Cutting caffeine can be daunting, but simple small changes can make a big difference. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, good afternoon. A beautiful evening we are looking at. Evening now, 5:43, but the afternoon was gorgeous as well. Lots of sunshine out there as high pressure continues to keep a hold on us, and will stay that way too right through most of this week. Now, we are anticipating a little bit of a warm-up, though, through the week. Temperatures will be back into the low to mid 80s and mid 80s with a higher humidity. That's what you'll notice on Wednesday. Tuesday should still be nice out there. Dry conditions are expected. Another cold front arrives on Friday, and we have another hurricane in the Atlantic. It looks like it's going to stay out there too. It's not going to have an impact on any land areas as far as that goes, and neither is any kind of storm system going to have an impact on us, as this high pressure ridge brings a lot of dry air in and mild conditions all across the southeast United States. And one good thing is that we talked about the hurricane out there in the Atlantic, is that the water temperature is starting to cool down too in the Gulf of Mexico. We have another front due to arrive on Friday, which will keep it even cooler still, I think, by the weekend. Another push of drier air coming down basically will keep us in the sunshine, and looks like mild temperatures again tomorrow with that lower dew point. It always makes it feel that much more comfortable out there. We will start to change things and transition things on Wednesday. A little moisture comes back into play in advance of a cold front that is going to bring us a good chance for showers, and there's a slight chance for a few isolated thunderstorms that come late Friday and into Saturday morning. But tonight, no mention of rainfall at all. Temperatures a little bit warmer than they have been, and as far as lows go, to start things off on Tuesday, they'll be into the mid-60s. This morning's lows were into the mid-50s. We'll warm up into the low to mid-80s for the most part. Low 80s right near the water, mid-80s inland, 85 expected in Fort Myers, 84 in Sarasota. And then on Wednesday morning, we'll be down into the low to mid-60s, and it will be a little bit higher dew point temperatures will make it feel a little bit warmer by Wednesday afternoon. For the trick-or-treaters, a little bit on the warmer side, but not unbearable. We will see an east to southeast wind too. That's good news for boats, beachgoers as well. The red tide, at least the harmful impacts, is still out there in patchy areas. Will be blowing offshore again through most of the day on Tuesday and Wednesday. There's not going to be much of a sea breeze developing in the afternoon as a result of that easterly wind. Futurecast showing that little weak frontal boundary coming down on into Tuesday. It's not going to do a whole lot, maybe a few more clouds around, but still lots of sunshine. Just not enough moisture to work with to create any kind of rainfall with that. And then out to the east of the United States, there is a lot of rain here, but it's falling over the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. A well-defined eye. The inner core not being impacted by the strong shear, which is about 20 knots right now. And you can see it's asymmetrical, meaning that it's not a perfect symmetry there as a result of the strong shear on the western edge. On the east side, all that's being blocked, and so it's able to blossom on the eastern side. 82 degrees right now. We have clear skies at the airport. Winds are out of the north-northwest at 10. The high today, it warmed above average, 83 degrees, but look at the low this morning, 54, quite nice. Our normal low at 64, and that's what we'll be tomorrow. Quiet conditions here. Storms developing to the central Rockies and into the central plain states. Wind chill temperatures, not a big deal across the central U.S., but feels like 38 now in Toronto. High tomorrow, 50 in Toronto and 50 in Boston. Much warmer, though, over the southern plain states, 79 for high in Dallas. For boaters tomorrow, winds will be out of the northeast at 10 knots. A light chop in the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast shapes up like this. Looks good for Halloween. Sunshine, a little bit warmer. 66 for your low for Thursday. A good chance for showers and storms in the afternoon and evening on Friday, continuing on the Saturday morning. Remember, fall back 1 hour. We gain an hour on into the weekend with the time change. Back to you.
I forgot all about that. Thank you, Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. We are seeing some backups heading south on Tamiami Trail between Lake Point Boulevard and Central Sarasota Parkway at this hour. Scott?
In consumer news, financial education could be the key to reducing student loan stress. A new study by researchers at the University of Missouri found many students are not aware of the countless options they have to repay their loans, which can lead to a great deal of stress. 55% reported being worried about their student loans. However, only 30% of borrowers said they had received financial education about paying off those loans. Student loans are an important investment, and as the study shows, preparation and education are key in making the best financial decisions.
Children are getting their own credit cards at an earlier age, which can be a good way to teach them to properly manage their money. But far more parents are also allowing their kids to use their credit cards, which may not be such a wise decision. A survey by Compare Cards found 52% of parents have allowed their kids under 18 to use their credit cards to make online purchases. 48% of those parents who did that now say they regret it. The survey found parents think the best age for a child to get a credit card is 21, but some personal finance advisors think that is a little late.
PepsiCo has announced a new goal to reduce its use of plastic packaging and increase its use of recycled plastic. The food and beverage manufacturer said it aims to use 25% recycled content in its plastic packaging by the year 2025. The pledge comes at a time when businesses are under increasing pressure to curb the use of plastic, which often ends up in the world's oceans. The company will collaborate with suppliers and partners and try to increase consumer education about curbing plastic pollution.
It's good to hear.
Entertainment news coming up next. Stay with us.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Mascara adds depth to the eyes. Lipstick gives the mouth color and definition. And ALS paralyzes the body.
You look great, Mom.
Slowly taking away the ability to move and eventually breathe.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure. I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today.
Enjoy fine wine and great foods, all while supporting a great cause. It's the 17th annual Suncoast Food and Wine Fest, happening Saturday, November 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample great food from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds go to local charities and Rotary projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC7 News at 4. ABC7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC7.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Reorganizing a space in your home? Save up to 15% on our premium finishes during the California Closets Autumn Upgrade event. Contact us today for a free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
NBC's Today returns without Megyn Kelly in the start of a new chapter.
Hoda Kotb, Craig Melvin, and Al Roker filled in during Monday's third hour of Today. The move came just days after NBC announced Megyn Kelly Today had been canceled following the host's comments about blackface. Hoda said, quote, "Today, as you know, we are starting a new chapter in the third hour of our show. As it evolves, we want you to know that the entire Today family will continue to bring you informative and important stories, just as we always have." NBC has not announced who Kelly's permanent replacement will be.
Matthew McConaughey took some time off from the movie set to thank first responders in Texas. The actor surprising firefighters, police officers, 911 operators in Houston with catered luncheons and a bottle of bourbon. McConaughey said he wanted to thank the crews that risked their lives during Hurricane Harvey.
First responders here rescued over 123,000 people. 40,000 people had to move out of their homes and go to shelters. And so we're going around today delivering a turkey and a little bourbon and a little gratitude to the men and women that responded first when that disaster hit.
During his visit, McConaughey also talked about the importance of voting.
Meanwhile, Kanye West is encouraging a black exit from the Democratic Party. He's helped design Blexit shirts, which debuted over the weekend at the Young Black Leadership Summit in D.C. Blexit is short for Black Exit, mimicking the slogan for Britain's departure from the European Union. The shirts say Blexit and We Free.
Kiss is coming to Tampa. The legendary rock band will kick off its End of the Road tour on January 31st in Vancouver, and then it will end on April 13th in Birmingham, Alabama. But Kiss will perform at Amalie Arena in Tampa on April 11th. The tickets will go on sale Friday. This tour begins 19 years after Kiss staged its first farewell tour.
Sure, those tickets will
this
sell out
might
fast.
be the one.
Yeah.
They definitely stop. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll stay with us. We'll be right back with more news and weather.